So welcome back to another video. And if you've seen the last video that I posted about Chayoma and how the Kickstarter for the Jangura, or Chayoma, the Curse of the Jangura Volume 2 is going to be released, I want you guys to kind of sit in this video so we can discuss the benefits and kind of why Kickstarters like this are important and why you should go support this particular Kickstarter. So what I touched upon in the last episode was that this whole situation of Black people making comic books about Black culture, African American culture, anything along the lines of being Black is important. We believe in representation in this channel. And you know me for, as many times I've dropped videos, I think it's important that we do this. And what makes Peter Daniel and Peda Entertainment, the whole concept of what they're doing important, is the fact that they're selling multiple comic books that tell stories of multiple different types of Black heroes that take place in various forms of different genres. And it is important that we continue to do stuff like this because now we're in charge of telling our own narrative as well as telling our own fantasy stories and ideas. Now we already know when it comes to medieval times, when it comes to Europe, we got plenty of fantasy. We got dragons, we got wizards, Merlin, we have all that. But one thing that's never really explored that Pet Entertainment took the time to explore is what that time looked like in places like Africa, the African culture, African deities, African magic, African forms of sci-fi. And this is why it's important, because dragons or all that mysticism didn't just exist in one part of the world. There were other legends that existed in different cultures that don't get explored enough, and African culture is one of them. And I want to make sure that more and more stuff like this can be released and can exist for people like me. Now, let me talk about the Kickstarter. The Kickstarter will be launching today. Now, what you get in this, obviously, you'll see the artwork and you'll get various forms of rewards based on the tiers that you kind of decide to submit. And even then, I've seen some of the prices and they're not super expensive. Even from the last campaign when they did Volume 1, it was not nearly as expensive because they wanted to include as much people as possible. So that's a good thing. You can be involved in this Kickstarter and support an up-and-coming independent comic book company, especially, like I said, Black culture. Do for the culture. So this is something that you want to get behind because it's important. Now, also something else that I want to discuss when it comes to this comic book, this also kind of paves the way for them to be able to create more projects. So let me explain what this means. Now, for those of you who don't know, I kind of work, independently in film, not only as a filmmaker, but I also help make projects for other companies and other people. And that's what I do kind of on the side. And that's what my primary focus has been as well, outside of even my personal projects. So how it works in the creative world is typically when you're trying to come up with an idea or a concept, you have to prove that it can be profitable. And that's kind of what Kickstarter is for. You use that platform to reach people independently. Basically, you make a campaign, you let them know why you need the money, what the money is going to be used for, and obviously you can choose to give rewards or choose not to, or various forms of communication, all that stuff. You can choose to do that. And then once you raise the money, then that tells people who may potentially want to sponsor you in the future that, hey, this platform, this medium, this art form can be very successful because we raise X amount of money. Then once they raise X amount of money, then it's about execution. Then once you kind of execute raising the money for the project and using it for the project as well, you create and then you get the final product at however point in time or however long it takes. Once you get the final product, obviously the people who back the project will get their rewards if their rewards included, but the money is then to show if this product can sell. And if the product can sell, if you can go to their website and let's say you bought up all the copies and they have to reprint more, that's good for them. That means when they reach out to other people for funding, for more private funding or for more money, let's say they want to, just give it an example. Let's say they want to raise $250,000, but instead of doing it on Kickstarter, they do it privately with somebody else. That means because of how successful they were able to not only raise the money, create the comic books, and as well as sell them, and they were sold out, that means their company will be deemed as profitable. And once they see that they're positive when it comes to sales, especially in the comic book community where right now, even though we're a whole decade and some change into the comic book trend, it's still very much popular and viable to have people invest inside of the comic book community, whether it be an indie comic, Marvel, DC, doesn't matter. It's still a viable investment. And once you show people that your company, when it comes to comics, is profitable, they are more likely to support, and this will benefit them in the long run by supporting their Kickstarter. This is all a trickle effect when it comes to Kickstarter, all the way to them raising the money and creating the comic books. So this is what this video is for. So anyone, you see this video, whether it be now or in the future, let's say the Kickstarter is over, because I know they're going to reach their goal. They reach their goal the first time, they'll do it again. So I know they're going to reach their goal. And I want you to not only see this video, not only check out the Kickstarter, which has other links to, you know, their website, social medias and all that stuff, but also go check out their website, buy the comics, check out the motion comics, read up on the characters, go to their shop, do what you can to follow them on social media, because this all plays a part into future plans in which they seek to achieve to reach more people and tell larger stories. So hopefully in this video, you can kind of see where my mind is at, especially, you know, being in a similar situation myself. I understand. And also, like I said, Peter has been doing an amazing job. Like I said, did all the right things, doing things the right way. And I will always support someone who is doing things the right way. So go check out the Kickstarter. And as you can see, there's little bits of, you know, the story sprinkled into this video, but I don't want to spoil too much, but please go support. And I hope you enjoyed the motion comic last week as well, or I would say last video, because I don't know if I want to drop this on a weekly basis. We're still figuring this out. And hopefully you'll support, and hopefully I'll see you when I see you. Peace out.